What's up, you fucks? Thanks for sticking around checking us out.
Fuck you!
Thank you, Bo. We're Brodequin from Tennessee.
That was a joke, wasn't it? It was a joke. What's next? Sorry, I dropped the ball on that.
That shit happens.
I dropped it. Can't get back to where I'm supposed to be.
All right, guys, how are you all doing tonight? It is November 3rd, 2022, and this is Luke back here finally. It's been like fucking what? Feels like 20 years now. It's Luke back here with another album review on the channel. Now, if you've been wondering where the fuck I've been, school, unmotivation, lacking the fucking energy, stuff like that has been the reason that I kind of stopped doing the reviews for like half a year. I know. I keep saying, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and like, I never fucking do it. So like, this review, I'm not going to come and say, oh yeah guys, I'm going to keep doing these reviews, whatever. Look, I'm going to do my best, alright? I enjoy doing these, but some fucking times life gets in the way, school work, all that shit. And then I had a knee injury recently, which fucking sucked ass. Thought I tore my ACL there for a little bit. Was worrying about surgery. Dislocated my kneecap. So, it's shit like that happens in life that, you can't really control all the time. But anyways, I'm finally back, and tonight we're going to be reviewing some amazing fucking brutal death metal straight from Tennessee with Brodequin's debut album, Instruments of Torture, released in March of 2000 independently. Now, the lineup of this album will consist of Jamie Bailey doing bass and vocals, Mike Bailey on guitars, and Chad Walls on drums. Now, let's get into a bit of a biography and history of this band and album. Brodequin is an American death metal band from Knoxville, Tennessee, United States, formed in 1998 by brothers Mike and Jamie Bailey. The band has released 3 albums and 2 EPs to date, their latest relapse being Perpetuation of Suffering, which was released on August 31st, 2021. Now, the name Brodequin, was chosen by Jamie Bailey after the medieval torture device by the same name. Now, torture devices in general are referred to frequently in the group's lyrical content, while lyrics describing dismemberment, torture, murder, and abuse are unsurprising in death metal. Brodequin is more unusual in exploring such phenomenons and fantasies within a historical context. Now, Jamie Bailey is a history graduate, and most of his lyrical content is inspired by real historical events. Now, let's just get straight into the review, shall we? Now, Brodequin is really an acquired taste. Before I say anything, even like a hardcore death metal fan might not like this shit. Some will get turned away by the muddy production. Some don't like the vocals for some reason, but for me, this is the true essence of brutal death metal. Blast beats, brutal riffs, churn through your stereo by the fucking second. The blast beats so fucking raw behind the buzzing guitars and the bass playing. All of it's just fucking incredible. And actually the bass player, on top of it, he's also the vocalist. He sits atop the entire fucking onslaught. And the aesthetic of this album can be compared to that of mangled, disfigured corpse thrown into a mud pile. Okay? Like a rotten fucking body being dismembered and then put back to fucking together and ripped to shreds. That's literally what you feel like listening to this, alright? Now, where do I start really, though, with Instruments of Torture? I mean, first of all, the album has that raw 90s brutal death metal production, as I explained, which, it makes it sound so right and real. The riffery sounds like a bastard child of discourse and deeds of flesh. Mike Bailey knows how to front the entire experience, where on some songs, notably the version of Nuremberg, I'm bad at pronouncing shit, but he even seems to show off some Cannibal Corpse influence, okay? Like some Chris Barnes, Tomb of the Mutilated type shit, alright? His brother Jamie Bailey's gutturals and roars over his riffs sounded like a bloodthirsty fucking beast. Okay? It's insane. Now, the only thing is the vocals seem to remind me of a little bit mid-era Devourment. But unlike Devourment, Brodequin generally hold back on constructing songs based around shitty slam riffs and overproduced horse shit, but rather prepare the listener a circus of riffs to enjoy. For every verse there's a new riff, and about 8 times out of 10, that riff is insanely fucking satisfying. Never does the band stop to play some shitty watered down slam. Never do they recycle the same riffs in the same song. Every single song is just riff, riff, blast, blast, guttural, riff, repeat. And it continues that way until they climax the 25-minute runtime of the album. Amazing. Amazing. And yeah, it's riff, blast, fucking guttural, fuck you, we're killing everything. It's got that fucking emotion and passion with it that I fucking feel. It's amazing. It's fucking guttural blast, guttural fucking blast, fuck everything. That's what the emotion is. It's not fucking Devourment. It's not fucking all these other faggoty ass bands. This is true brutal death metal. Another good example of true brutal death metal is Skinless. Okay? And there's a few others. So in the absence of slam me bullshit, the band play groove riffs in their place. This formula works better than one may think. Grooves work with this style of death metal mainly due to the fact that interrupting the flow of how fast these songs are constructed with a slow, slammy riff would be a costly sacrifice rather than a rewarding break from blasting, as most brutal death metal acts tend to make of their breakdown sections. Now I'm going to talk about the percussion. Chad Walls has an amazing fucking snare tone, and as I've mentioned enough before, he mainly works his magic as a blast beat machine. Given how real and natural this album feels in every element, especially in the drum factor, it makes listening to the drum performance a lot more worthwhile than, say, compared to like Vomit Remnant's Supreme Entity. That was released a year before this album, which has some of the most corny trigger samples ever arranged on a death metal album. Okay, sorry. It does. This album basically sticks to it and just goes with the fucking flow. Okay? It's like they were saying to fucking Vomit Remnants, look, this is how to make your drums sound good on a brutal death metal record. Fuck you guys. I have a buddy that likes Vomit Remnants, but not my shit. Now, without further ado, let's check out the track Spinning in Agony right here on the channel. And we are back. Fucking hell, was that heavy. As you can hear, you know, Brodequin are a couple of almighty legends of late 90s and early 2000s brutal death. They're one of the forefronts of the genre, and this album is simply a rotting, mangled goldmine of muddy brutality. If you like your death metal raw, guttural, fast, brutal as all fucking shit, then Instruments of Torture is your go-to album. Easily gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Great fucking album. This is the definition of a true death metal. Brutal death metal. This is the definition. Take notes. So this is going to wrap up yet another album review here on the channel. Hope you guys all enjoyed. If you'd like to follow me or Chaos on Instagram, the links to all that will be down in the description, as well as the link to the new monthly podcast I'm doing entitled Luke's Corner. There's like 7 of them up right now on Spotify. You can go check it out if you want. Anyways, guys, I hope you all take care and have yourselves a fucking good one. I'll see you in the next one.